Hi, Doug Johnson with JesusHasAPlan.com, and man, I'm excited that you're here today. We're talking about Jesus. That's one of my most favorite subjects, and I am excited that we have a chance to spend a few minutes. I hope you're enjoying these Bible studies and these videos. Today we're in Matthew, we're in chapter 10, and we're going to read verses 32 and go on down for a few verses. Let me read these verses to you. So we've been talking about Jesus sending out his disciples before I get into the reading part of this. And, he sent them out and said, hey, if people are going to reject you, then you knock the dust off of your garments, off your shoes. That rejection has eternal effects. And then he talks about who is going to bring you to the authorities, and even those in your family that don't love Jesus are going to do that. And then he talks about the fact that we need to be afraid of God because he's the one that can not only destroy our physical body, but also eternally send us to hell. Eternal separation from God. He does not want to do that. He wants you to have a personal relationship with Jesus so that you can be reconciled back to God. But now Jesus is going to talk about what happens when we confess Jesus before men. So let's go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 32. Therefore, everyone who will confess me in front of people, then I shall confess him before the Father, the one in heaven. So if we confess Jesus when the chips are down, Jesus is going to confess us before the Father, because God is going to say, and why should I let you into my heaven? And Jesus is going to say, because he accepted me. That is Jesus, not me, Doug Johnson. He accepted me, Jesus, as his Savior and Lord. But whoever would deny me in front of people, then I shall deny him before the Father, the one in heaven. He's being very specific here. We're talking about God the Father. He is in heaven. There's only one. And Jesus says if we deny Jesus, then he'll say, nope, I don't know that guy. Boy, you sure don't want to hear those words. Do not think that I have come to bring peace upon the earth. I did not come to bring peace, but war. Jesus is called a man of peace, but he's bringing war. Why? Because this is a war that we're in. And the result of this war is where you will spend eternity. This is very, very serious. I have come to set one against another, a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be in his very household. Boy, this is true. This is true worldwide. The one who loves the father more or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and the one who loves a son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Boy, that's difficult. Boy, isn't that difficult? And the one who does not take his cross and follow behind me is not worthy of me. The one who has found his life, it will be destroyed, and the one who has lost his life for my sake shall find it. So Jesus is talking about here in these few verses that we read, what's going to happen? He says, I didn't come to bring peace. So that's one of the reasons that there is no peace in this world. Because there is an enemy of Christ, and that enemy is Satan. And Satan is fighting for your very soul. Because, you see, if he can get you to reject God, then he thinks that he will win. Well, guess what? I read the end of the book. The end of the book says, sorry, God wins. And yet Satan is still going to do everything he can to us. So here's what Jesus says. Jesus gave us his resume, that is Satan's resume. He has come, Satan, to steal everything that's good in your life. He has come to destroy everything that's good in your life. He has come to kill you if he possibly can. Jesus has come to give you good things, to give you life. And he even says in this passage, if you embrace Jesus as your friend, if you ask him to be part of your life, then when you stand in front of God, he is going to tell God, yes, this person loves me and wants me in his life. But if you deny Christ, he's going to deny you. So this is a serious conversation that we're having here. Again, I'll say this has to do with eternal consequences. And it says right here again in this passage, now this is the second time we've heard this, the people in your very home, your friends, your family, are going to be the ones that give you the hardest time about this. Don't let that be a discouraging thing to you, because God has a reason for that. It very well could be it would be you that gives them the information that's necessary so that they will come to a relationship with Jesus. That's a very important challenge. You don't have to go to Africa to be a missionary. You don't have to go to some of these very far away countries to be a missionary. You can be a missionary right in your very own home, right at your very own workplace, right in your neighborhood. And you start with just being loving and kind to these people because they need the love of Jesus. This is Doug Johnson with JesusHasAPlan.com. Jesus wants to be your friend. If you haven't asked him to be your Lord and Savior, I would pray that you go to the link right below this video and find out how to have a relationship with Jesus. He loves you. He cares about you. He wants to have a relationship with you. This is Doug Johnson with JesusHasAPlan.com. I hope that you'll go to that link today.